and welcome to the Rockingham Motor Speedway for the 6th round of the Britcar Championship. This is one of only a handful of full-size ovals in Europe, and although the Marcuses and Ferraris will be taken to the infield track today, it's still a spectacular place to go racing. The last round of Britcar was at Snetterton, which was seriously affected by the fire of the JMH Ferrari. The oil spilt at the bomb hole effectively sent 2 Porsches into retirement. So how have the JMH team bounced back?
The team at JMH have done an amazing job really with the car, because we had an engine broken basically at Snetterton, which caused a fire, hell of a lot of damage, and it's been 3 or 4 weeks of trying to get parts from Italy and Switzerland and everything like that to get the car back together for this weekend.
Rockingham marks the last opportunity for teams to test their cars before the prestigious 24-hour race at Silverstone. The flag drops on the 2nd of October. Here's Britcar boss James Tucker to tell us more.
We've got 62 cars signed up now, paid, and which means they're coming, and a load more wanting to do it. And we've been told 3 today here at Rockingham, so new cars, bigger cars, the old relentless cars coming back, which was fantastic. So that's really going to give everybody a run for the money, and another Mosler and an LM3000. So, the front of the grid is really filling up nicely.
Britcar is changing, and for 2011 there are some exciting developments for both spectator and prospective driver. For old Le Mans prototypes, Britcar plans to run an Enduro series both in the UK and across the Channel at some of the historic endurance race circuits. The series that we're really excited about is an Aussie-like V8 supercar series backed by VXR. Like its foreign counterpart, the weekend would feature 3 40-minute races, including a reverse grid.
6.2 litre pickups with 425 brake horsepower, no traction control, no ABS, slick tyres, 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds, but 155 miles an hour. 2 drivers, pit stops like the Americans do it, with 4 people around the car maximum. Magic. Petrol head music.
For more information, go to britcar24hr.co.uk.
Hi, we're Top Cats Racing. We're a British endurance racing team, and this is our lineup of drivers today at Rockingham. This is Raphael Fiorentino, Warren Gilbert, Neil Huggins and Owen O'Neill. We hope to do well today. Got to ask the guys a few questions. Can you give me your racing background, Raphael?
Yeah, it's very easy and simple and short. I've done Caterham and came straight to Top Cats.
And to Warren, who is also my husband, by the way, and co-owner of the team.
I've done Caterhams as well, and then retired, and have been coming out of retirement for about the last 10 years and doing one-off races.
Once or twice a year?
Yeah. So I like to come out and just keep them on their toes, really. So I'm having a drive this weekend, and it should be really good.
Warren's driving the orange car, and Raphael is driving the green Marcos, and then we have Neil Huggins here, who is co-driving with Raphael today. On your driving?
Various saloons, and then Rover GTIs, Tomcat turbos, radicals, and then I retired, and then I met Warren, and he unretired me.
He did. We've tied you in ever since, haven't we?
And here I am.
And Owen, if you can give us a brief background.
Sure, I did 2 years with the TVR series, and this is my first year in Britcar. But I've raced with the guys before in the 24-hour a couple of years ago, where we were very successful for the majority of the race.
And can I ask the big question, who's the quickest out of you guys?
Warren. Oh, yeah. Warren, yeah. Just to keep things nice and simple. We'll be here all day.
Just keep the bills low. Warren's the quickest.
Raphael definitely looks most on the limit all the time.
Yeah.
And who complains the most out of you lot?
Raph.
Probably most significantly, the next race coming up after Rockingham is the 24-hour race. We're probably going to be the busiest race team in the paddock, I would think. We're going to be running 3 cars. We've got the 2 Marcuses here, and we also run a Mosler. So we'll be looking after 12 drivers, and one of the squad that's going to be racing this particular car is going to be an all-Japanese driver squad, and we have the added element that none of them actually speak any English at all. So there'll be a 5th member of the squad, which will have to be a translator to translate from English into Japanese and vice versa. So that's going to be a challenge.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a real challenge. We won't have to do anything because we won't understand them.
So teams and drivers are ready to go. Here's Ben with the action.
A large threat of rain here at Rockingham for this 2.5-hour race. Scott and Williams and Gamsky and Robinson share the front row of the grid with Huggins and Fiorentino, and then the Jones cousins on row 2, Millard and Heward, and then Callum Lockie in a new car, the BMW M3, which was an ALMS runner and formerly owned by Straka and Relentless. Here we go then, the green flag is out and we are racing. Expect Aaron Scott to jet away at the front. This is on board with the 36 car, one of the top cat Marcuses. We've already met them in the programme, and on board that car is Owen O'Neill at the moment. Looking further back, there is the Bull Run Seat at the front of the field though. Mick Millard has got into 2nd position. There the Mustang, as we go on board with him. He's had problems in qualifying, and just alongside him is the battle for production 1 lead. They're side by side going through Yentwood there, still side by side heading up towards the hill. Oh, what great stuff between these two. Again, on the right-hand side, you'll just see the rear wing of the Intersport BMW of Kevin Clark and Wayne Gibson. I think they've just sneaked ahead of the Mustang now, looking back at the TVR. Over the start-finish line we go to complete lap 1. And it looks like Wick Gamsky's lost a couple of positions, and back on board we've got a problem for the Mustang. The Mustang is slowing. Sounded like gearbox problems to that car then, and he pulls off onto the side of the circuit. Oh, we got a spinner as well. That looks like the Intersport BMW off at Dean Hairpin. Yes, it is. He's gone round a very tricky corner, comes off the banking there, and he's just dropped it. It's Wayne Gibson who's in the car at the moment, and now is pretty much dead last. So at the front of the field, Aaron Scott leads from Mick Millard in that LM3000 Pro Sport car. 4th is the LMS BMW of Callum Lockie, and there was a challenge there between the TVR and the Marcos, and I think the TVR's just slid ahead of Neil Huggins in the 26 Marcos. They're still side by side, and in attendance is one of the Joneses in that white Porsche. They're side by side now. The Joneses have tried to sneak past the Marcos. Neil Huggins has lost 2 positions, but now he goes down the inside trying to make a position back up. This is a sprint race at the start of this 2.5-hour enduro, and the person who's really lost out there actually is Wick Gamsky. He's gone down 3 positions, coming into Dean Hairpin once more. TVR at the front of that particular pack. The yellow one is being driven by Tim Hood. There is that beautiful new ALMS BMW that's now snuck ahead of Mick Millard in a slightly smoky Pro Sport. It's a very fast car that, but just fear that it might not complete this race. They never tend to get more than about an hour way through. The Mustang being pulled back into the pits. And now Mick Millard's falling into the clutches of that Azteca Porsche. Remember, had problems in Snetterton the last round after contact with the JMH's burning Ferrari. Now he's got ahead, so into 3rd position. There is the production 1 leader, that's Simon Blackley, the ex-British touring car racer, showing that with Gary Robertshaw. And look how much Wayne Gibson is really pushing in that BMW. Safety car is out, and that's the reason why a BMW with a black roof is in the barrier, and that must be Gino Uzzi, the man who leads the Production 1 Championship at Britcar, is in the wall at Tarzan. Disaster for him, and while the safety car is out, we'll take a break. See you in a second. welcome back to the 2.5-hour race from the Britcar Endurance Championship at Rockingham. We've got the green flag and we're racing after a safety car period that's eliminated Gino Uzzi from the race, and it is Aaron Scott who is blasting his way away at the front of the field. Had built up about a 20-second gap to the chasing pack, but obviously that was all completely eliminated when the safety car came out, and he's got to do it all over again. Second position is that BMW, third position the Porsche, that's now really getting his foot down. Class 3 Porsche. There again, a shot of our leader. And then there's the Hogarth Seat. We look further back at the TVR that's making inroads. That needs to get past the Jones Porsche. Great little battle going on there, and in fact down the inside he goes to take what is, I think, 4th position. Great move. They're still side by side, and Markov is getting involved now. The Joneses have lost 2 positions. In the pits is a problem for Cunningham Seat. That was in the class battle as well, so disappointment there. Reliability not the strongest point of the Seats. Now it's left the Blackley Seat in the lead of production 1, but Wayne Gibson has done a great job of recovery, and now he's got past. So Wayne Gibson in the Intersport BMW, the production 1 champions from last year and the year before, are now back ahead of that battle. It's taken them about half an hour, and that's not part of the circuit. Mike Millard is pulling his Pro Sport off and out of the race. What on earth could have happened to the Pro Sport LM 3000?
Going through the banking, we lost the oil pressure, and it's picked up a shell in the engine, so it's better to switch the engine off and stop than have all the expense of big engine going bang.
But even more disappointing because you could have carried on with all the fuel.
Oh, yeah, we were planning on 1 stop. We're the only team that was going to do 1 stop, and that would have put us about 6 minutes in hand overall. So we was looking for a podium, but anyway. I think we'll just have to go to spend a bit more money and have a better engine.
How was the car coping with the track before that, though?
Oh, perfect, yeah. Really lovely, easy to drive, no problems at all.
Back with the racing then, and still this battle going on between Wayne Gibson and Simon Blackley, who's massively overshot the Dean hairpin there. Luckily to keep it out of the wall, but I think there's a bit of contact between him and the Sam Head TVR there. Meanwhile, Aaron Scott lights ablaze on that 12.430 Ferrari GT3 car, absolutely flying. 6th position was Neil Huggins' car, but he's brought it into the pits, and that is a right front puncher.
So a blowout. What was that like?
That was quite scary. Gave no indication. I'd had no problems with the front, and just as I turned in on turn 1, the car kept turning. The more lock I put on, it made no difference. So it looks like the tyres just failed, just a Dunlop failure.
How was it going before then?
Really well. I was conservative at the start, perhaps too conservative. Track temperature dropped, tyres were really cold, so I took it easy, knew what we've got to do here today because we've got the championship in mind, and did what I had to do. Got back into my rhythm, safety car helped me out, I was back in, made up a few more positions, and we were looking good. Just needed to hang on to the next another 20 minutes till we got in our driver change, but there you go.
Well, we knew the rain was coming, and the windscreen wipers on Wayne Gibson's car wiping tell us that it is streaming. Look at that, Owen O'Neill's car also showing the wet weather. He misses the apex at Yentwood, drives over the curb. He's not going to be safe. The car's spat across the circuit into the wall. There's only a light brush, but I'm sure there's going to be damage on the front of that car. Wick Gamsky's off at Dean as well. He's given up a position to the Porsche there, who's struggling with grip. BPM Seat is off, and there's the damage to the Top Cat Marcos. They've also brought the 26 car in as well. There's the wet tyre going on, the slick tyres coming off. Absolutely no grip with those slick tyres, and a big, powerful car. Fagan Byford, the Honda Accord, is also grass tracking over at Dean. Safety car is out. Now, what's that for? Well, that is the Piers Johnson ×2 Ginetta G50. So the Britcar safety car is out on circuit for the second time, and that's given everyone an opportunity to come into the pits and maybe change onto intermediates or wet tyres. All the leaders of the race then, Callum Lockie here in the BMW, those look like intermediate tyres going on the LMS BMW. Lawson and Wilds as well, and there is our race leader Aaron Scott, again losing a huge amount of ground.
Owen, it got wet. You were on slicks. What happened?
Well, judging by the fact that the car had to come in and we've done a little bit of repair work, I went off and met the wall, albeit at low speed, but certain parts of the track were still wet, other parts of the track were drying out, so coming around the first 2 turns was all good. Went into turn 3 and the car just got away from me onto the grass, which was still wet, and then just slid into the barrier. Luckily I was able to get going again, brought it round. They've just done some quick repairs. We'll be back out shortly.
And the race is back underway then, and Aaron Scott makes yet another fantastic start. He's going to have about a 20-second gap before he gets down to the hairpin. Further round the lap, Callum Lockie then defending from Morcillo in the Porsche. It's a big battle. Remember, we saw Callum Lockie on the intermediate tyres. I wonder whether they put dry tyres on that Porsche. You're going to try and go around the outside at Tarzan for second position overall in the race. And the Sayat battle is going on behind as well. And look at the extra speed there. There is the Production 2 class leader, and that is the Cox Ford Escort, now with its rear wing once more, after taking it off at Snetterton. And the car looks a bit of a handful to drive actually around Piff Path and the back of the circuit. Further back, the Marcos is making up ground, as is Keith Robinson now in the MJC Ferrari. 2 positions in 2 corners. Watch out for that car. And also, look at that, the Porsche is streaming away. So Aaron Scott leads the race, the Porsche is second, and we've seen that TVR in the pits already this afternoon, and now it's pulled off on the side of the circuit. Not a happy day for GTF Racing and the TVR Cigaris. And here, look at this. This is Keith Robinson setting blistering lap times, equaling Aaron Scott's pace. And Gino Uzzi's come back out with a heavily duct-taped car. There is Aaron Scott leading the race and still doing a great job, but soon he's going to have to hand over to his co-driver, Aaron Williams. 50 minutes remaining of the race. Pit stop then, and a change of tyres. Aaron watching his driver taking it back out. He's got a 2-lap buffer to play with, so surely this should be enough. Safety car boards are out once more. We're not entirely sure. Oh, that's the race leader. The 12 Ferrari is off on the side of the circuit. We can't see what happened.
Yeah, the left front wheels come off, as far as I know. So